to the cover for 4. 2 fours off the over.
In fact, that concludes the over. 8 without loss. Naomi back away on 8. And Lauren Williams get to face a ball. Anisha Miller from the Sutherland legs breaks, bowls to Williams. Misses a drive. The two fielders cleared one on the boundary. That's that deep point. Got no ball for over the waist, full toss. Will be a free hit. So one no ball. Wako now faces, so there has been a change to the field. Campbell has dropped back from mid wicket to deep mid wicket. That's Kimari Campbell. So there is a deep point and a deep mid wicket. Miller with a leg breaks. Free hit. Bakoi picked up a single to deep point. That's Judith Ebanks. A long hop that Williams swings and misses. Goes through to keeper Kristen Sutherland. So Guyana fielding an unchanged team. Jamaica brought in Nevaeh Webley in place of Brianna Plummer. So likely for 4. No, well stopped by Abigail Bryce. Running from mid on, so two runs. Actually was 3 for Williams. So Williams goes up to 4. 14 without loss after 1.5 overs. A flighted one that more work for Bryce, but this time in vain. Beats her to the boundary for 4. To the left of Bryce. Long levers, but unable to prevent the ball from going over the ropes. So that's the end of the second over. Guyana 18 but loss. Campbell resumes from the western end. Bagwell drives gets an inside edge which trickles to mid wicket. Square leg, I beg your pardon. So a decent start so far by the Guyana opening pair of Naomi Bakoi, who's on 13 and Lauren Williams on 4. The umpires are calling in the covers as showers emerge at the ground. So there will be a rain delay after 2.1 overs. Guyana 18 without loss. Shouldn't be for long because apparently the sun is coming back out. So then there is some cloud, but on seeing the sun is coming back out. So the main square has been covered and there will be a break in play. We have Cricket 360 here at Diego Martin Recreation Ground. We'll be back in a short while for any update as to what's going on here at this match between Guyana and Jamaica. Hi, good morning. Reporting from Diego Martin Recreation Ground, resumption of play. Guyana versus Jamaica. Campbell resuming however, which was briefly interrupted by about 10 minutes for rain. Guyana 18 without loss in the third over. Chose to bat after winning the toss against Jamaica. Williams picks up a single as she drives to cover. She goes up to 5, 19 without loss. Still a little gloomy here at Diego Martin Recreation Ground. The rainy season, so this is to be expected. Mixed weather. Groundsmen still on the ready on the western end. Rain is back and it's a little heavier than it was for the first stoppage. And this one will be 4. No doubt about that. Bakoi pierces the gap between point and cover. That ends the third over. Bakoi goes up to 17. Williams on 5. Guyana 23 without loss after 3 overs. Anisha Miller will continue from the eastern end. Visham Lalman, producer, will be doing a little bit of extra duties here. He'll be joining me on commentary.
Yeah, well, good morning, Joel, and good morning to all our viewers, wherever they may be tuned in from. And it's a mouth-watering contest brewing here at the moment. Guyana and Jamaica. Miller did really well in the first game for Jamaica. Picked up some 2 wickets, Joel, and she would want to continue that vein of form. Didn't have the best of starts this morning, though.
And even in it over, because she bowled out wide down the leg side, she had to bowl an extra delivery. All's well that ends well. That extra delivery went for naught.
This time, Lorraine Williams looking to slam that one through the onside. Tell you what, Naomi Barcoy, she has looked really good this morning, Joel.
She has been favouring the drives both on the onside and the outside and trying to keep the scoreboard ticking, which is a positive sign for Guyana.
Yes, certainly. And Williams looking to go big. And is she gone here? She is. Smart work from the wicket keeper. Well, well, well. Let's have a look at that again, Joel. Oh, well done.
That was lazy work by Williams. She just wandered off her crease, wandered away from her crease, and smartly stumped by wicketkeeper Sutherland.
Yes, neatly
Kristen
done.
Sutherland, I should say.
Yeah, just had the presence of mind there to wait until the very last moment, looking closely at that back leg of Lauren Williams. And Sutherland did some brilliant work behind the stumps to effect that stumping. And albeit that's the first wicket down for Guyana. 24 for 1, just as we are speaking about, they're getting a good start.
Yes, and Williams dismissed for 5. Faced 12 balls. Joining her at the crease is Denelli Lindy, another right-handed batter.
And a bit of a commentator's curse as well there, Joel. Just speaking about how well Miller would have done in the last game and the wicket she would have picked up immediately, coming in and picking up a wicket in the second over in this game. And Guyana, their spirits would be up having defeated Trinidad and Tobago in the first game.
And Jamaica also, on the flip side, trying to overcome a defeat to the Windward Islands on Thursday evening.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a bit difficult for some of the young ladies having to adapt to the different conditions at the various venues. So you have to feel for them. You have to bear with them as well. This one smacked away by Lindy. And that's going to be her first boundary. What a way to get off the mark, Danielle Lindy.
Well executed pull shot over mid-wicket.
Yeah, that brings an end to the fourth over. At the end of it, it's 28 for the loss of 1. And here's a look at that boundary again.
Another full toss by Miller. In between some good delivery, she has bowled a few full tosses down the leg side. This one smartly picked up by Lindy with a pull shot over mid-wicket. And Campbell could only trot off to retrieve the ball.
Good signs though, Joel. The rain seemed to have left us.
For now, thankfully.
Yeah, for the moment. And a couple of officials have turned up, a couple of fans as well. A number of persons, of course, would come in to look at this game. A couple of the Guyanese supporters, the Jamaican supporters who would have traveled into Trinidad to look on at the tournament, support their various teams. They are here on hand. But that's good to see. Good support for the young ladies, Joel.
Yes, all good for the growth of the game. We've seen a change from the northern end. Campbell has been taken off for it, and Captain John L. Diaz will be replacing her.
Yeah, Jonelle Diaz, she had a good evening with the ball on Thursday. And she'd want to continue that form as well, much like Anisha Miller. Skipper Jonelle Diaz should want to set that example for the rest of her bowlers.
A full toss that's marked over mid-wicket and one bounce over the boundary for 4. Barkoway keeps up her scoring rate.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot there. And just as we were speaking about Jonelle Diaz wanting to set the example, just serving up a full toss. And on a silver platter on a Saturday morning as well, Joel. And who won't relish that opportunity?
Of course not. Guyana is seeking a second win and they were looking for any opportunity they can.
This one, a good comeback there from Diaz, pulling back the length and drawing Naomi Barkoway forward.
She drove the extra cover where Navia Webby, who has replaced Brianna Plummer in S11, she's stationed there at extra cover.
This time it's smashed through mid-wicket, and that's 4 more. Barkoway dealing in boundaries at the moment.
This one well pitched up and driven between mid-wicket and mid-on. Local parlance, not a man move, well in this game not a woman move. Just an aside, just glancing at the other scores going on so far. The UE, Sir Frank World Ground, Trinidad and Tobago versus Leeward Islands. Leeward Islands winning the toss, selecting to bat. They are 20 for 2 after 6.4 overs.
Nicely driven straight to mid-off though. Looking for the single, it's not on. Lindy sent back by Barcoy. And what a wonderful facility this is, Joel. Diego Martin Sporting Complex. Of course, a couple of the ICC Under 19 Cricket World Cup warm-up games would have played here as well.
And here was used as a practice venue for the recently held T20 World Cup. This this would not be a dismissal. It's a drop catch anyway by drop catch off. The culprit was Miller,
Yeah,
but the square leg umpire signaled for no ball for height, so this will be a free hit. Square leg umpire Ryan Willoughby. So this will be a
well over waist height there, Joel. And it was dropped anyway, as you said. Miller putting it down.
Before the delivery bowl, one other score to give at Branlara Cricket Academy. Windward Islands won the toss and elected to bat first against Barbados. Windward Islands are 20-1 after 7 overs.
Was Zeta James the batter to go?
No, she's on 8. She's the captain. Donella Crease, first ball dock.
Oh my. Janelle Dares with the final delivery of the 5th. Swinging for the heavens there was Lindy. I don't think that's what the doctor ordered, Joel, as the over comes to an end. 5 overs completed. 38 for 1. I think Lindy, Joel, I'm not sure if you would agree with me with Naomi Barcoy going the way that she is at the moment. I think Lindy just needs to knock the ball around.
And keep the scoreboard ticking, but also give Barcoy as much of the strike as possible. Seeing that there will be also a change from the eastern end. I have to remember how the ground is laid out. It's not northern and southern end. It will be eastern and western end. And it will be Monica to be Reed. Monica. One leg break bowler replacing the other.
Seems to be an off spinner. Monica Reed.
Yes, off spin. I beg your pardon.
This one smacked away by Barcoy once more. That's 4. She races on to 30 and the ball races along the carpet, Joel. Have a look at it again.
Authoritative shot by the right-handed opening batter. Over Dares at mid-wicket. Couple bounces over the fence for 4.
This time she's punching neatly straight out to cover. And I really appreciate the mannerism of Naomi Barcoy and how well she's playing this innings. She's mixing her aggression with subtlety. This time Lindy looking to sweep. Sweeps well though. Didn't get herself in the best of positions though, Joe.
She got caught in 2 minds. Wanted to sweep and end up driving the right of Dares at mid-wicket.
This may very well be a no ball again. We'll have to wait and see what's the umpire's signal.
No, didn't signal anything. So, the final over the power play, by the way.
Monica Reed trusted with that. Barcoy has been sent back on the back foot and has to settle for 1. This is a very healthy power play thus far, Joe.
Yes. At the end of it, 6 overs have been completed. 45 for 1. Run rate 7.5.
Yeah, 1 wicket to Anisha Miller, that of Laureen Williams. And here's a look at the wonderful view that we have here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex, the mountain It's just to the far end of the ground from where we are positioned in the commentary box.
Reminds me of the Darren Sammy Cricket Stadium in St. Lucia, where everywhere you look you will see hills.
I'll tell you what, the talents that we are seeing in this tournament thus far, definitely it's out of this world. Kudos to Cricket West Indies for their continued support and dedication and commitment to women's and men's cricket.
Theirs continues from the western end, wide call by umpire Williams.
And on that note as well, I'd like to say a special good morning to the president of the Cricket West Indies, that's Dr. Kishore Shalu, and Vice President Mr. Azim Basarat. Good Yorker there from Janelle Dares. And what she's doing right though, Joe, is that she's not looking for too much pace. She's just looking to hone in on a tight line and length.
Try to keep the batsmen, well, the batters, I should say, on the defensive. There was captain last year for Jamaica.
Barcoy slamming this one through. The outfield is quite quick here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex.
And she could get back safely for a second run, which she does. She goes up to 34. Dares and Miller were part of the 2023 Jamaica team for Guyana from the team who played here last year. Barcoy, captain, Grimond.
Finds the fielder, chance for a run out at the striker's end, but she's home safely, Barcoy.
Guyana retained a number of players from last year. Captain, well, a new captain, Liliana Grimond, Barcoy, Nia Lachman, Madramutu, Lindy, all part of the team last year. Lauren Williams, Tia Isaacs. They all participated here last year. And Crystal Durant was a reserve member of the team. So some of their players will be familiar with the conditions here in Trinidad. Barcoy is keeping up with her aggressive shots, but 3 deliveries in a row, she only picked out fielders on the offside.
Yeah, she's just, it's a bit of a rough patch here, Naomi Barcoy, with a score on 48 for 1. She's on 34. And the current run rate just about 7.02. We are coming to the end of the 7th over. Here's the final delivery. Full toss into the air. There's a fielder out there, and that won't matter though. That has gone all the way for 6. That's a huge hit from Naomi Barcoy.
And easily her best shot of the day. Not only because it went for 6, but she showed no mercy to the bowler.
Absolutely thumped over deep mid-wicket for 6.
That concludes the 7th over. Guyana 54 for 1. Barcoy goes up to 40 and Lindy on 5.
Coach, assistant members of the Jamaica team. And it's always good to see that the coaches being right around the ground, the boundary, sharing whatever knowledge to the players that can assist them out there. It's a beautiful shot there being played by Gordon Pear. Amid all the good shots now being played by Naomi Barcoy out there in the middle. This time Gordon Pear striking one with the camera in hand.
Monikisa Reed continues from the eastern end. floated delivery that Lindy drives to long on for a single. She picks up single to Abigail Bryce at long on.
Barcoy looking to use her feet this time and didn't make a solid contact. 40 to her.
Another flighted one by Reed that. However, Barcoy was unable to score off.
This time punching.
To cover.
So Lindy is doing the right thing. She's just knocking it around, Joel, and we spoke about that earlier. She's on a runnable 6 at the moment, and Barcoy is on a 41 of 29. She's racing along. Goes downtown is Lindy. Has to settle for that one run.
On the topic of West Indies cricket, there have been some news of late. Latest news that there will be new chairman of selectors in the near future, both men and women team. Contracts of Dr. Desmond Haynes in terms of the men's team and Anne Brown John in the women's team have expired and have not been renewed.
Ball this time played in the air, dropping just short of the fielder at mid-off. Had that gone to hand, Barcoy would have been so disappointed, Joel.
Flighted one, which seemed to be Reed's modus operandi.
Pulling forcefully this time is Barcoy, and she's going to get herself another boundary.
There's positioned herself at deep square leg. But her role for this ball was just to retrieve it. Another boundary to Barcoy. She goes up to 45 at the end of the 8th over, 61 for 1.
Yeah, 2 more overs to go until the drinks interval. And Barcoy on 45. This would be a quick fire half century if she does get there.
She has already struck 8 fours and 1 6.
She's understood what she has to do, or what needs to be done, I should say.
Change from the northern end, another pacer. This will be the vice captain, Abigail Bryce.
Yeah, it is going to be Bryce taking up the attack. Just ensuring that the fielders are in the right positions. Bryce is in, and this one pushed into the offside by Lindy. Doing the right thing, getting Barcoy back on strike. Just rolling the strike over. This is important from Danelle Lindy.
Was able to pick up a single to mid on, to mid off. My apologies. Where Reed is stationed.
Edging down to third. 1 more to the total.
It's a bit odd noticing something here in the outfield that Kristen Sutherland is still donning a helmet, even to the Pacers.
Just maybe playing it safe, Joel.
Hope it doesn't hamper her when she dies.
She's gone here.
That's Lindy playing on.
Well, well, well. Lindy looking to drive expansively through the offside. And taking the inside edge was Abigail Bryce onto that leg stump. And she has to go Lindy. That's the second wicket down for Guyana. It's going to be Talia Madramutu striding out to the middle to join Naomi Barcoy. Barcoy has seen 2 wickets fallen around her already. But Barcoy has looked in so good touch.
Lindy went for a drive and got an inside edge which shattered her stumps. She was dismissed for 8.
Yes,
Faced 9 balls and struck 1 boundary.
Yes, so Madramutu is going to be facing up her first delivery. That from Abigail Bryce. Too wide from Bryce, but it interested Madramutu. And if you're just joining us, it's the Cricket West Indies Rising Stars Women's Under-19 Championship. Guyana winning 1 already, Leeward Islands winning 1, and Windward Islands winning 1 as well. Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica were all defeated.
It's a wide. I knew that for a cricket would be called a wide. When you hear the name Madramutu, it brings back memory of the name Nagamutu. Mahendra Nagamutu played a number of years for Guyana, even played for West Indies. Outstanding leg spinner. He had a brother who was a wicketkeeper, both for Guyana at youth and men's levels. Name slipped me at the moment. Both played with distinction.
Yeah, definitely.
Vishal Nagamutu is his brother's name. Was
Is
a wicketkeeper.
Nagamutu brothers.
So as I mentioned just a while ago, the Cricket West Indies has announced that they will be seeking new selection panels for the men's and women's teams sooner rather than later.
Short, Madramutu looking to cut too wide though, as the umpire stretches the arms and signal wide.
By Williams at the western end. The men's team will have to be sooner rather than later because after the England Test series, they will have home series against South Africa, 2 test matches, one at the Queen's Park Oval and then at Providence Ground in Providence Stadium in Guyana, followed by 3 T20 matches at the Balnara Cricket Academy. Field for leg before by Bryce, not given by the umpire Williams. That's the end of the 9th over. Guyana 65 for 2. Naomi Barcoy on 46 and Talia Madramutu yet to score.
Coach marshalling his troops. Wait and see who's the bowler. Is it going to be?
Reed is continuing.
Yes, Monica Reed.
And backward gets an outside edge to gully, or point I should say.
These are the hard-working and dedicated groundsmen here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex.
Lovely sunshine here as Reed continues. This time wide. Score goes up by 1 to 66 for 2 in the 10th over.
Down the ground goes Barcoy.
And that's the end of her, eh?
And she's gone. Missing out on a half century here, Barcoy. We'll have to have a look at that dismissal again. How unfortunate that is. Down the track, struck straight into the hands of the long-on fielder. And she's a very disappointed young woman there, Naomi Barcoy, after that dismissal.
Caught by Bryce at long on.
But she should be keeping a head held high. 46 of 33, a well-played hand here. A hand that has really set the foundation for the Guyanese batting lineup, Joel.
She gave them a foundation, which is a good thing, as the drinks have been called.
Yeah, so it looks as though they'll be taking their drinks break one immediately. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back with more live action on the other side.
Reed will continue from the eastern end. This time she bowls to the new batter, the captain, Radiana Grimmon. So Jamaica forcing their way back in the contest, 2 wickets of successive overs.
Luckily there for Radiana Grimmon, that one didn't went on to the stumps. Took the inside edge. Very easily Reed could have picked up 2 wickets in quick succession.
Abigail Bryce, the vice captain, playing her hand in the last 2 dismissals. She got a wicket in her previous over, and off this over she picked up a catch at long on of Barcoy. So Grimmon and Nagamutu will have to consolidate while trying to keep up with the scoring rate. Run rate currently at 6.93. Concludes the 10th over.
Yeah, at the end of it, it's 67 for the loss of 3. And that's a good first end there, Joe.
Yes, and when you compare what's going on in the other 2 matches, Windward Islands against Barbados at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, Windward Islands, after 10 overs, 32 for 2. Zeta James has scored half their run, 16. Amaya Gilbert scored 7. James is not out, by the way. And also the other game at UE, St. Augustine, Frank Warren Ground, the Windward Islands are 43 for 3 in the 13th over against Trinidad and Tobago.
Time she's edging, is she? No. Well, we'll have to have a look at that again and see if it's an edge. However, the
That's
wicketkeeper
Bryce
would have
from
dropped it.
Western end.
Well, could very well have been a feather. Not too quite sure. That was a bit inconclusive.
The keeper didn't make much noise, though. Just the bowler who went up on appeal was not supported by the fielders. Seemed like one of the fielders called it in for. No, Diaz is coming back in.
Say a special good morning to Mr. Hayden Bruce, match referee for today. All the way back, it's Rialana Grimmond on strike. She's facing up to Abigail Bryce. Abigail Bryce already picking up a wicket. And Jamaica picking up wickets at crucial intervals. I think they have picked up one of the bigger wickets in this Guyana team, the Naomi Barkoi. And she was going guns blazing, having to go for 46. Was it, Joe? 46?
46 off. 46, my apologies.
Awesome swing on that one. It swung so much that it went out of that guideline and into the keeper's glove. Signal wide by umpire Willoughby.
Just an update, there is a rain delay at Brian Lara Cricket Academy. I was just checking the scorecard and realized the score was not moving, so clicked on YouTube and
Driving sweetly out to cover. Grimmond.
yes, all the covers are out and the sky at Teruba doesn't look too bright at the moment, so there is a rain delay in that game between the Windward Islands and Barbados. At UE, the Windward Islands are 44 for 3 in the 14th over against Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, that's going to be a no ball. Immediately signaled by the umpire. That could have been nasty there, Joe, for a moment.
It was heading towards Grimmond's shoulder. Was alert enough to swing at it. Didn't get much contact. Quite a few no balls have been called in this match for over the waist deliveries. Free hit, the ball by Bryce.
Swung away to short mid-wicket. That's good fielding. Chance for a run out, but she was home safely in the end there. Rialana Grimmond.
And Diaz, on the other hand, seems to have pulled up. Don't know if it's something, if it may be just cramp or maybe an injury she's carrying because she was off the field for a brief period. Seems to be favoring her left leg.
Yeah, you want to ensure that the young ladies are well kept as well.
Drive and a miss by Madramutu. She's yet to get off the mark.
One more delivery remaining in the 11th over. And this has been exceptional batting by the Guyanese unit. A different facility today, though. They would have played at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. All 6 teams would have played at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy on Thursday, posed with different challenges at different venues now. Flicked away uppishly. through mid-wicket, and that's going to be for Madramutu. Off the mark with a boundary.
Miller did not seem to pick up the ball at deep mid-wicket. Didn't know whether the ball was going to her left or to her right. At the end of it, 4 runs to Madramutu, I should say. Not Madramutu, my apologies. At the end of the 11th over, 74 for 3. Reed continues from the eastern end. 1 bounce by Grimond to Bryce at long on. Grimond goes up to 2. 75 for 3, I should say. And it's a drop catch. Was reactive fielding by Tiandra Morgan at the point, well, on the 30-yard circle. Failed to pick up a cut shot by Najamutu. And this one adds salt to the wound as Grimond drives through the covers of 4. Jamaica will have to pick up themselves after that fielding lapse. Grimond played a forward defensive shot, which stopped at short mid-on by Krishana McKenzie. My goodness, another drop catch by McKenzie this time. And she admonishes herself. Seems to be in some pain. But another drop catch, this time of Grimond. Seems that McKenzie will need some attention. So McKenzie will require medical attention after that drop catch. A pair of drop catches in this over. As Reed is into her 4th and final over. Could have picked up 2 more wickets, but she only has 1 wicket to her name.
It's always difficult, you know, Joel, when you're putting in the effort and you're enjoying the sport so much that, you know, you want to put in the hard yards. And when you do put in the hard yards, there comes an injury and there comes a break in play. And when I say a break in play, a break in your career, you know, obviously this would not really affect her at that level. But say what? A break in play here would be a break in her energy and momentum in the game, Joe.
I'll just see how she gets over it.
Yep.
Still have to maintain your concentration and keep positive. Seems that Mackenzie is able to continue. At least she had gotten required treatment. So they feel that they're getting back into their positions.
Reed about to complete her spell. Oh. Just playing the little trick there on Madramutu, keeping a close eye on her.
Reed ball on change from the eastern end. 4 overs. No maidens. 1 for 22.
Yeah, 8 overs remaining. I'm not too sure, Joe, what score you're predicting for the Guyanese.
Can't say I could predict a score offhand because I'm not too familiar with most of the players. But Guyana will want to at least keep his score, his rate over 6. They should be looking at 130, 140, even 150.
Yeah, definitely. The projected score at the moment, 133. I think they'd want to be well beyond that, given the platform they have set.
Bryce continuing from the eastern end.
Full toss. They continue to serve up full tosses. And Grimmon this time finding the gap. And she will get 2, will she?
Yes,
No.
she does.
Yes, she does actually. So that's good running. Excellent running. Finding the gap and cashing in.
Updates. Still no resumption of playing Turuba at UE, the Wood Islands, after 15 overs, 51 for 4. Captain Jazara Claxton on 22.
Down the leg side, wide signal by the umpire again.
Bryce and Reed pull things back for Jamaica in this middle overs. Again, a team should not let this phase of play worry them once they keep wickets in hand.
From this point on, if Guyana doesn't get past 120, I think they'll consider themselves very unlucky. I think they'll be disappointed. A loud appeal for caught behind. And she's given to Leah Madramutu, has to go. The umpire raises the dreaded finger. A loud appeal coming from Bryce and the wicket keeper. And tell you what, Madramutu has to walk back. That's the 4th nail in the coffin. Here's a look at it again. Yes, certainly an outside edge there, Joel. Into the gloves of the wicket keeper. And the finger goes up, the dreaded finger of the umpire.
So a deviation in the delivery. Grimmon didn't seem too pleased with the decision, but looking at the replay, it was clear that Madramutu's, my apologies, it was clear that there was an edge. So she goes for 5, 83 for 4. So Guyana have lost 3 wickets for 20 runs.
Yeah, Madramutu now makes way for Naya Lachman, the leg spinner, the leg spinning all-rounder. She can bat, Naya Lachman.
So as I said, this pair of Reed, who has completed her 4 overs from the eastern end, and Bryce from the western end, have pegged things back for Jamaica after Naomi Barkoi seemed to be taking the game away from them.
84 for the loss of 4. In the air and well past the fielder at backward point. Single taken there by Lachman. She's off and running.
Don't mean to sound harsh, but Morgan dropped a catch off the previous over at gully, and this time she was slow to react. So it seems as if the skipper there has decided to take matters into her own hands, and she has swapped places with Morgan. Morgan has moved to mid-on, and theirs is at point.
This time played uppish again. Pushing at that delivery way in front of her body. And normally they ask you, the coaches ask you, Joel, to play under your eye line.
And keep the ball on the ground.
Exactly. And play the ball on its merit. So many advice for the game of cricket. Short, slammed Down to deep extra cover. Looking for two. And they'll get it easily in the end. Bit labored there, the throw from the fielder, deep extra cover.
That's Ebanks. Judine Ebanks.
Jamaican, a part of the Jamaican contingent, 2 members of the Jamaican contingent, taking a view from the pavilion.
My goodness. Morgan seems to be having a rough time in the field.
Well, luckily that didn't go all the way to the boundary for 4. I think the bowler would have been so disappointed at that.
Disappointed would have been an understatement, because if Morgan had even sticked out a boot, she could have stopped it.
Yep, Bryce the pick of the bowlers, 2 wickets for 20 in her 3. And of course, we would have seen the recent conclusion of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup, West Indies and USA 2024. Of course, India being crowned champions in that grand final at the Kensington Oval in Barbados against South Africa. And Joel, you would have covered a couple matches in terms of your media work. You know, I'm sure that would have been a good experience. A great experience, I'd say.
I have a lot to say on that World Cup. I have some time today, so I have some time to talk about the World Cup. That being said, it's 13 overs have gone, 89 for 4. Navia Webby replaces Reed from the Monikisa Reed from the Eastern End.
Nivea Webley, first time we are seeing her for the tournament, and what a welcome for her. Well, we'll have to wait on the umpire's decision whether or not it's a no ball.
We are at the height. That ball was delivered at a height. I'll leave it like that.
Oh, that one keeping low on the batter. Raylana Grimmond on strike at the
seems to be
moment.
struck on the foot, because she actually, or she might have shifted the pad. On the topic of the recently staged T20 World Cup, they were good and bad.
Yep. Pulling ferociously there, Grimmond. A single taken.
The bad were there were two topics which will go under the bad category. One was the pitches. And I'm not only talking about the semi-final pitches, but overall.
Down the leg side. That's not good bowling at all on that occasion.
Seems to slow down on the
Straying a bit there.
Cap-
And
Captain Dares had a lot of work to do from square leg, going to the long leg position to stop it. Got 2 as a result.
earlier, just speaking about India winning the T20 World Cup. And guess what just happened a while ago, Joel?
That's in the game against Zimbabwe, you could say second team.
Well, Zimbabwe defeated India by 13 runs. Believe you me.
Wonders never cease. Zimbabwe did not even qualify for this World Cup.
This one struck into the air. Will drop short of the fielder. She has some ground to cover. And 2 runs added to the Guyanese tally. A game of glorious uncertainties, Joel Bailey. At the end of 14, it's 93 for 4, and it gives us a good time to speak about that match between Zimbabwe and India, as we see the mountains there to the far end of the venue, and Gordon Pear giving us a good panoramic view of that wonderful scenery to the far end. Yeah, and Zimbabwe scoring 115 for 9 from their 20 overs, Joel, and India replying with 102 all out.
India could say that they had a second string team, but that being said, It's India. They are world champions.
Yeah, you can't use that as an excuse, because had he won the match, he would not have been saying that.
Of course. Anisha Millers will be operating from the western end. Yes, so as I was talking about the World Cup, as I said, I have a lot to say. The pitches. Let's call a spade a spade. Not one batsman. I'd like to use batter when it comes to men cricket. Not one batsman scored a century in this whole World Cup. Not one. 9 pitches were used. Nine grounds were used. Not one batsman scored a century. The highest score was 98 by Nicholas Pooran. That was against Afghanistan in St. Lucia.
Yeah, well, I think, St. Lucia would have produced one of the best, if not the best pitch the best pitches for this World Cup. And congratulations to them on a job well done.
Personally, I felt the pitches which gave even bonks and which were good for both batsmen and bowlers were Dallas, Texas. That's where the first match took place between USA and Canada. You had St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbados. Guyana, as typical, were low and favored spin. The Brown Hour Cricket Academy runs hardly was scored there, as well as St. Vincent. And don't get me started on New York. Florida hardly had games because of rain, but don't get me started on New York.
Yeah, definitely. Pulling this time is Grimmond for one. Approaching 100 here, the Guyanese.
The pitches in New York were the absolute worst in this World Cup. Also, the other thing which I didn't agree with was, and I will have to be careful what I say because I'm on air. Not every team had how to put it. Not every team had it easy in this World Cup.
Yeah, definitely. This one is struck in the air. The fielder comes in. A diving effort. And
that's Miller. Not
misses
Miller, I should
out.
say. My apologies. Miller is actually bowling.
Yeah, that could have been Miller's second wicket.
That is when the Kisa Reed had long on. Dive, but the ball fell short. Okay, what I want to say, I'll put it in another context. In the 8 teams that played in the Super 8s, 1 team did not have a night match.
Yep. This time she's sweeping into the air, dropping short of the fielder. I thought that the fielder could have made a better attempt there, but to be fair to her, it dropped well short. So Latchman lives to fight another day. 99 for the loss of 4. 2 chances coming in the over of Miller. Her third over. No doubt she would be bowling out. Short and spinning a bit in to the right-handed Latchman. That completes 15. 5 more to go. It's 99 for 4. Guyana winning the toss and batting first.
Yes, that is coming back to this World Cup issue. 1 team did not have a night match in the Super 8s. I don't know, a World Cup is strictly on viewers and not equity. But according to the saying, who has more corn feed more fowls. So I have to leave it like that.
Well, what if your fowl doesn't like corn? And you have other things to give the fowl, and you can give it more of that than the corn.
True.
99 for 4, 5 to go.
Webley continues from the southern end, and this will be a boundary to Grimmond. The back foot drives through the covers.
Elegant shot there from Liliana Grimmond. She's been around for a while, finding the gap to perfection. And as you find the gap here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex, it absolutely races away for 4. You can see that the outfield very quick there, Joel.
Yes, seems to be a few clouds overhead, but that doesn't stop Grimmond from bringing up the Guyana's 100. And now a wide, bowled by Webley, so it's 104 for 4 in 15.1 overs. The good thing about the World Cup was that the bowlers held sway. I mean, when you watch the IPL, a number of persons, myself included, were expecting to see bowlers being hit to left, right, and center. And I mean, yes, some of the pitches were not the best, but the bowlers held their own, both pace and spin, as Griman smashes one over Minor for 4. She goes up to 17, so that's her second 4 in this over.
Yeah, this is what the doctor would have ordered for the Guyanese at the back end. Looking to go again. I thought that she missed out there, Ilana Griman. That was there to be hit, Joel. That was down the leg side. It's a free swing.
This over has been 4 wide, and if you watch how Webley is bowling, she seems like she's actually bowling in slow motion.
Yep.
Her bowling action is in slow motion. This time Griman faces score. Another thing I have to point out about this World Cup, and I want to look at the associate nations. USA did make it to the Super 8s, but there were some good signs I saw from the associate teams. What I think the full member nation should do is try to play some matches against the associate nations teams. Okay, I'll use an example here. West Indies could play a few matches against Canada, or they could play a few matches against Papua New Guinea. India could play a few matches against Oman or Namibia. And I use West Indies for example. At this
Struck nicely for 4.
One bounce over mid-wicket past the outstretched hand of Kimari Campbell at deep mid-wicket. That's 4.
That looked to be Griman again. They're striking that one. Here's a look at that shot. Attacking the legs of the batter. And she has been thumped over the fielder's head at deep mid-wicket. One bounce into the boundary for 4. Just overrunning that one there, the fielder.
If she had put in a dive, she may have stopped it, but coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yep.
So as I was saying with the associated nation teams, like how West Indies sent an A team to Nepal, they could have something on a reciprocal series. Like Nepal could come to the West Indies and play our West Indies A team. You can give some of the French T20 players an opportunity, and that could happen across the board. England could have some of their reserve T20 players play against Netherlands or play against Scotland or USA. So what that does, you give the association nation teams an opportunity to grow, and the countries hosting them could improve their pool of players. So like West Indies, let me say they decide to have a T20 series against USA, they could have some of the French players like the Fabian Allens or the Mark Dials play, see how good they are, if they cut it at international level or not. So there is an opportunity for teams to boost their pools of players. Time will tell how that goes, because there is a packed international schedule, especially in this T20 era. I know recently I saw some comments about this warm-up match West Indies played in England, how they only had one warm-up match. But in my younger days, when West Indies went to England, it was 5 test matches, and you play about 10 warm-up matches before or during the test matches. You didn't have T20s in those days. So
now Lachman on strike. Kamari Campbell is back. And Lachman swinging away loosely, not moving her feet at all. Just hanging the arms out there. That's very dangerous.
So all in all, I hope that at least the Cricket West Indies, from time to time, invite one of the association nations teams to the Caribbean, and you could give some French T20 players, or even some of the academy players as well, like the Teddy Bishops and the Naim Youngs, an opportunity to play against tougher opposition and see whether or not they cut it at this level. Back to the action here. Kimari Campbell goes up against Lutchman, and Lutchman drives to mid-on for a single.
Taking a bit of a while to complete the innings, though, complete the overs, the Jamaicans. Something for them to look at.
One thing I've noticed, especially with the pace bowlers, is that they all seem to be walking back to their mark.
Smacked over mid-off. That's going to be 4. Powerful shot. Timing and power from Rielana Grimmond. How about that for a boundary?
Well, Campbell could now take her time to walk back to her mark as Morgan has to retrieve the ball from over the ropes. Poor delivery by Campbell, smacked over mid-off, sorry. 4 runs to Grimmond. She goes up to 31, 120 for 4. The run rate is back over 7.
It's been a perfectly set up innings here for the Guyanese. They've played it well. Not interested in that one from Campbell. One more delivery remaining in the over, to be followed by 3 overs in the innings.
Another topic I wanted to talk about. I have so much things to talk about during this series, but another topic I wanted to talk about was the men's selection panel. We started off with a few years ago with Desmond Haynes and Ramneri Sawan. And Sawan left his post and he was replaced by Roland Butcher. Roland Butcher's contract ended in December, and it was just Haynes and whichever coach, either Andre Coley for the red ball or Darren Sammy for the white ball. And now we wonder who will be doing the selection duties for this during the series in England, whether it may just be Craig Bradford as captain and Andre Coley as the coach. Seeing that Desmond Haynes is no longer a selector, that's an interesting point of note.
Rielana Grimmond has moved on to 31 of 29. How invaluable is this knock, Joel? Especially it adds so much when you put together Grimmond's score and also Naomi Barkoi. They have done the bulk of their run scoring. They have really took it upon themselves to score runs and score big for the Guyanese.
Diaz is coming back to replace Webley, I should say, from the western end. And Grimmond, yes, as playing a captain's knock, I should say. Captain to captain here now. And that's the end of Grimmond.
Yeah, Grimmond has to go for 31. It was a loud appeal there. We'll have a look at it again. And slow it down just a bit. Yeah, look.
Actually, it's Lutchman, my apology. Lutchman dismissed.
Looked to
Failed to pick up a slower ball.
Yep. Looked to be heading on to hit Midland leg stump. Crystal Durant seems to be out there. 120 for 4. Grimmond on 31. The skipper.
For five actually.
Yes, for 5. And Naya Lutchman, she just departed for 9. If you're just joining us, Durant has since then come in. And also Guyana, they would have won the toss this morning at around 9:30 a.m. And Rielana Grimmond deciding that, hey, we're going to bat first. We're going to take a 1st strike on this track, this fresh track.
5 actually. 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 5 actually Just an update on, before I go back to what I was discussing about the selection panel. After the delivery, I'll give you updates on what's going on in the other two venues here in Trinidad. There is a resumption in play at Taruba, and they are still playing a 20 over side affair. The Windward Islands against Barbados at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Windward Islands are 36 for 3 in the 11th over. Zeta James not out on 18. And Jada Tyrell on 1.
James in some really good form, smashing a half century in that first game against Jamaica. She latched on to the bowling of the Jamaicans.
The other game at Huey, I will hold for a few seconds before after the delivery, I'll give it the score at Huey.
Janelle Diaz has now castled Raylana Grimmond, captain to captain, and what a perfect win for Janelle Diaz there. That's a small victory that she would relish.
2 wickets in this over.
Dismissing the skipper of Guyana, her opposite number. Well done, Janelle Diaz, getting the ball up. You miss, I hit. And Grimmond, well, she missed and Diaz would have struck. That's a 6th wicket down. Grimmond has to go for 31. 121 for the loss of 6. Isaacs walks out to the middle now to join Crystal Durant. 2 fresh batters at the crease now, Joel Bailey.
And the captain, John L. Diaz, taking matters into her own hands. Literally, I can say. 2 wickets in this over. Getting the set batters, Nia Lachman dismissed for 9, and now Grimmond for 31, captain. And now Crystal Durant being joined by Tia Isaacs. 2 fresh batters at the crease.
Jamaicans pulling things back a bit here.
Diaz leading by example with the ball.
Yeah, definitely. That's what she would have wanted to do. And that one was just played out into cover.
The other score I wanted to give was at Huey. The Windward Islands completed their 20 overs, 82 for 8 against Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, very low scoring there on that occasion. Oh, my goodness. Through the hands there of the fielder.
At Huey, Jazara Claxton, the captain, not out on 42. And Kanika Kasa getting 2 wickets for 15 for Trinidad and Tobago. So
that completes 18. At the end of it, it's 123 for 6. 2 wickets apiece for Janelle Diaz and Abigail Bryce, and 1 apiece for Miller. And also Campbell, was it?
I was mentioning about the selection panel. I don't have much to say about the women's team because the women's team, with all due respect, they are in transition. Deandra Dutton is no longer around. Recently, we had the retirements of the Knight twins, Kishona and Kaisia, as well as Shakira Selman, who is part of our commentary team here for this Women's Under-19 Championships. Anissa Mohammed also retired. Stephanie Taylor and Cornell, they are the veterans on the team. We don't know how long they can go again, so basically to be a young team seems to be a heavy reliance with the bat on Haley Matthews and at times Taylor and Sherman Campbell, the vice captain. And with the ball, Karishma Ramarak, you have Afi Fletcher, another experienced pro, who has to do a bulk of the work with the ball. So the women's team will always be I wouldn't judge them too harshly because they are in transition. The men's team, I should say. I remember I did a column on the Darren Bravo issue, and Desmond Haynes was rightfully or wrongfully given scathing criticism over that decision to leave Bravo out of the team to face England last year in the ODIs series. But there were some selections that honestly didn't make much sense during his tenure. Yannick Correa getting onto the West Indies T20 team for one. We had Shimron Hedmaya being recalled to this World Cup team and not playing a match. That was another.
As Bryce with her final over. This one just dropping short of the field at short mid wicket. It's 1-2-5 for 6, and Guyana, having won the toss and elected to bat first, I think they would consider themselves in a very good position at the moment, Joel.
Very formidable. You just have to ensure that they make the best of these 9 remaining Liga deliveries.
Looking to swing and go
This
for
will
the
be
heavens.
4 byes. Straight through the keeper's legs. Kristen Sutherland.
Threw her in a flash.
Ball kept low, but she was slow to react.
Down to the boundary in a flash as well. Definitely, that was a difficult one for her at the back. She would have been doing well thus far. And there's Mr. Grimman, the coach of the Guyana under-19 women's team. What a nice guy he is. Appeal for leg before, and she's given! Tia Isaacs has to go. The 7th wicket goes down for Guyana. Abigail Bryce strikes a third. And tell you what, that looked plumber than a plumber fixing a pipe. It deserves another look. She was caught on the crease as well, Joel, playing on the back foot, and it looked as though she was right in front of the stumps. And the umpire raised that finger. 7th wicket down for Guyana.
Isaacs dismissed for 2. Bryce picking up her 3rd wicket. 129 for 7. So Jamaica, in between a few shots played earlier on by Grimman, have collected a few wickets in the death overs. But I'll conclude the selection stop, the men's selection panel topic with one question here. Do you think that Raymond Rifa was at test match number 3?
Well,
I will leave it
he's
like
a
that.
capable batsman, I would say,
I will
Raymond
leave it
Rifa.
like that.
He's a capable all-rounder, Raymond Rifa. Can't take that away from him. That's what I can tell you.
But do you think he's at test match number 3?
Well, Joe, I think I'll leave that for the coaches and managers to answer.
Well, he's no longer part of the West Indies team. And from what I saw of him during the 4-day championships, it seemed that he has a long way to go to get back into the West Indies team wherever he bats. What I want to say, what I mean to say is that he seems to have his batting has gotten worse. That's to put it mildly.
Well, on that note, with Joe mentioning that the batting of Raymond Rifa getting a bit worse as the career progresses, as this innings progressed, the Guyana team would have felt as though they would have been digging themselves in a hole and losing too many wickets at crucial stages. And this is what we are seeing at the moment. The final over coming up of the first innings, 19 overs gone.
I mean, people may say Steve Smith started off when he was playing for Australia, test team as a leg spinner, batting at number 7, but he worked his way up the order as a batsman. He worked his way up he didn't just play 3 or 4 first-class matches and Bram was selected as a number 3 or number 4 for Australia. He improved his batting as the years went by. As far as I see, Raymond Reefer just played a couple matches for Barbados at number 3 and Bram he's at test match number 3. I found that rather hard to comprehend.
As Janelle Diaz with the final over. Down the leg side, wide. You don't want to give up too many extras, and already we've seen a lot of extras given up.
No balls and wides down the leg side. To Jamaica credit, though, they have not lost their spirits. There were some blemishes in the field, a couple drop catches, a couple missed fields, but the bowlers have held sway.
Appealing this time again, not out, says umpire Willoughby. But Diaz doing the right thing, pitching the ball up and keeping it on the stumps, on the line of those 3 stumps. Back down to mid-off. Would only be a single. Jamaica won't mind that at all.
An update from Brownlow Cricket Academy. Windward Islands are 46 for 4 after 13 overs. Zeta James on 20. Opening the batting. She has gotten very little to no support from her teammates thus far.
20 extras already in the innings, Joel. 3 no balls, 13 runs coming from wides, and byes as well, 4 byes.
Not good at all at any level.
Good running in the
that's
end.
That's something that Jamaica will have to do some work on during their net sessions, especially the pacers. Seem to have a liking, I should say, for drifting the ball down the leg side.
In the air, this could be out. The keeper and the fielder at backward point comes in, but couldn't hold on.
Ball fell in no man's land, I should say.
Not in Tobago, though. We're in Trinidad at the end of the first 20 overs of match number 4 of this tournament. Guyana taking on Jamaica. Guyana winning the toss this morning, batting first. They amassed 133 for 7, courtesy Naomi Barcois 46, and also Rialana Grimmon's 31. And hence Jamaica, they would need 134 runs of victory in their 20 overs. Do stay tuned for the coverage of that chase on the other end when we return. Pull your back, and of course, Jamaica requiring 134 runs of victory. Guyana setting them that target after a brilliant batting display. Trisha Hardat with the new ball for Guyana. And Janelle Diaz, the skipper of Jamaica, opening up the batting alongside Judine Banks. Wide signal by the umpire. And Trisha Hardat normally gets the ball to swing away from the right-handers. And she is doing just that at the moment. Just starting it a bit too wide at the moment. Oh, played down the ground this time. And that's going to race away for 4. Janelle Diaz. What a way to get off the mark. Here's a look at that again. Well pitched up by Hardat. All timing there from Diaz. Not looking to overhit the ball. Back down the ground over mid-on's head. And races along the carpet into the boundary for 4. So the first boundary to Jamaica. First boundary to Janelle Diaz. This time pulling away and just prodding at the ball. Judine E. Banks at the non-striker's end. Trisha Hardat coming into this game with a forfeit in the first against Trinidad and Tobago on Thursday. A match-winning forfeit at that. And she's bolder. What a brilliant delivery there from Hardat. That deserves another look. Janelle Diaz thought for a moment that it was heading down the leg side, and talk about swing from Hardat. Round the legs, castled, bails everywhere, and Diaz is on a bike back to the dugout. First wicket down for Jamaica, and a big one at that for Guyana. Looks as though it's going to be Mackenzie. Yes, it's Mackenzie, number 7. Mackenzie had that striking in the very last delivery of the first over. And as I welcome back Joel Bailey into the commentary booth. Welcome back, Joel.
Well, I can say good morning because we are 11:59 a.m. here in Trinidad. That getting Diaz to move across the crease, and Diaz tried to play one, maybe a Dill scoop, perhaps, but that fired one on the leg side and had Diaz dismissed for 4. Taking up the attack from the western end would be Crystal Durant. Steve Banks, who plays one to gully. So giving you updates as what's going on in the other matches at the Sir Frank Warrior Ground in St. Augustine.
Driving this time is E. Banks, and good single taken.
Leeward Islands 81 for 8, Trinidad and Tobago 19 for 1 after 3.4 overs. Samara Ramnath captain on 8 and Katrina Ruben on 2. Amrita Ramtahal was bowled for 7. At the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, Windies Islands versus Barbados. Windies Islands are 62 for 7 after 17 overs. Zeta James playing a lone hand. She's on 33. Second best extras on 17. Those are the only double figure scores in the Windies Islands book. scorebook, to be precise. For Barbados, Johnny Cumberbatch 3 for 7. Back here at Diego Martin Recreation Ground. No runs conceded off this over by Durant after 5 deliveries.
Crystal Durant has been a standout performer for Guyana youth teams over the years, and she's made her way back to the under-19 setup. Played out to cover, no run.
That's a maiden over ball by Durant. Jamaica 7 for 1 after 2 overs in pursuit of 134.
But looking at the last game, Jamaica struggled in their batting effort, and I'm not too sure if they're going to change their fortunes this time around with an even bigger target at hand in front of them. Batted very slowly on Thursday night against the Windward Islands.
In fact, too slow.
Yeah, very slow.
Asking they only finished 3 wickets down for 93 in pursuit of 111.
And she's bowled Hardat strikes again. Trisha Hardat, you beauty, and continues to make it difficult and, shall I say, hard for the batters in this tournament. Trisha Hardat, take a bow, an absolute Jaffa. Pitching and moving through the gate. Leaving the gate open there was Jurini Banks.
Actually, it was Mackenzie.
Actually, Mackenzie, yes. So
first ball duck for Mackenzie was a lazy forward defensive shot, and if you had to be critical, she started when the delivery stride. She was actually batting forward stump and tried to get across her crease during the delivery stride, but she was too slow in her movements, and she left a gap between bat and pad, which had targeted, and her stumps were shattered. So that's 2 wickets for Hardat. Successive over 7 for 2 after 2.1 overs. Abigail Bryce, the vice captain, comes to the crease.
Abigail Bryce had a good time with the ball. Let's see what she can bring to the table with the bat.
Cloudy conditions here at Diego Martin, but no threat of rain. Pull shot by Bryce. She should pick up 2, the vacant deep square leg.
And getting through the overs quickly here, the Guyanese team, as per normal, and when they bring in their spinners, they're yet to bring in their spinners, so when they bring in their spinners, it's even going to go through quicker. Or pulled away nicely there by Abigail Bryce. Out to Naya Lachman, looking for 2, a chance for a run out. And a labored through in the end by Lachman. And that would have brought about a timely run there in the end. Made it look very easy.
Visham, you are being nice. That was not even a throw. I think from where we are positioned here in the commentary box, I could have thrown quicker than Lachman did just now there. That was virtually a lob. Courtney Walsh style.
And the last delivery they have had at, she was hanging the ball on the line of the leg stump, looking again to bowl the batter around the legs. In the air, hitting high up on the bat, this time for Bryce. And that completes the third. At the end of it, it is 11 for 2.
Updates at St. Augustine, Trinidad and Tobago women in pursuit of 83. The target of 83, they are 27 for 1. Captain Samara Ramnath on 13 and Katrina Ruben on 2. And at Brian Lara Cricket Academy, win was against Barbados. Win was at 65 for 9 after 18.2 overs. Zeta James dismissed for 36 as Peter Nero, TV umpire, sets up in his stands here, sets up his camera. Here's Zeta James dismissed for 36. Second best extra is on 17. Here Johnny Cumberbatch 4 for 7.
This one played away nicely over mid-wicket, and that's racing away for 4. Abigail Bryce looks as though like she's on a mission this morning, or should I say this afternoon.
She has to be on a mission because Jamaica, my apologies, have a target to chase. Decided to take this one, which was well pitched up, and got it between wide mid-wicket and mid-on for 4. Good response by Durant, which forced Bryce on the defensive shot. It's a good shot by Bryce, but unable to get past Tremaine Marks at point. At cover, my apologies. As you were talking a short while ago, Fisham, about the Zimbabwe match, I'm just checking on Cricket Info, and the headline reads, Shatara Raza stars, Zimbabwe defend 115 to stun India.
Yeah, certainly Sikandar Raza picking up 3 for 25 in that one. That contest worked away straight to the field. A chance for a run out. Not taken. "16 for 2 it is. Chasing 134 Jamaica.
Neatly played by Bryce. She should pick up 2. The deep square leg, which she does. She goes up to 8.
Well, that brings an end to the 4th over. At the end of it, 18 for the loss of 2.
Bryce on 10, not 8. Bryce on 10. And Ebanks still on 1. That will be bowling her 3rd over from the eastern end. Wicketkeeper Lindy calling for a helmet as she goes up to the stumps. In fact, it will not be hard at. looks like Marks was taking up duties with her oar spin. Yes, indeed, it is Tremaine Marks. And Ebanks should have to make a move. Should have to make a move because she's on 1 off 12 balls. Another forward defensive shot. For no run. What a wonderful catch. That's Captain Grimmon at square leg. Sticking out her left hand to pluck one out of the air. Sweep shot by Ebanks. Captain Ashide with the bat, leading by example. It's a excellent one-handed catch by Rolana Grimmon at square leg. As Ebanks goes for 1. And Jamaica in further trouble, 18 for 3. Monikisa Reed comes to the middle. Left-handed batter drives one to wide mid-wicket, where for no run was stopped by T. Isaacs. So it's a wicket maiden for Tremaine Marks. At the end of the 5th over, Jamaica 18 for 3. In pursuit of 134 here at the Diego Martin Recreation Ground. Nia Lachman will replace Krista Durant from the western end. Quick leg break, and that was the best of fielding by Barkoi. And Bryce picked up a single at mid-on. She goes up to 11, 19 for 3. Reed leaves this one alone as it goes through to wicketkeeper Lindy. At the Brandlar Cricket Academy in Taruba, Windward Islands closed at 74 for 9 against Barbados. Zeta James stopped scoring with 36. Nirjani Cumberbatch 4 for 14 for Barbados. And Thiani Herbert Myers 2 for 10. As Reed gets off the mark with a drive to mid-on. And at the Sir Frank Warrior Ground in St. Augustine, Trinidad and Tobago 31 for 2 after 7.4 overs against Leeward Islands, chasing 83. Samara Ramnath on 15. Brianna Harry Charan on 1. Future of West Indies women's cricket on display. There was a delayed start to this tournament due to the passage of Hurricane Beryl. The tournament was originally due to start on Tuesday, but it got off the ground on Thursday instead. We dropped that one, which spooned in the air, fell well short of short third man, where Hadat is positioned. One has been called a wide. Bryce tried to play a sweep shot. Missed on was collected by Lindy behind the stumps. Struck the pads, but not outside umpire Johan Williams. At the end of the power play, Jamaica 24 for 3. Current run rate at 4. They require 110 runs off 84 balls. Reed pulls one to gap between mid-wicket and square leg for a single. So it will be imperative for this pair here to start to change gears. Not put too much pressure on the lower order to get this target. There were a couple maiden overs in the power play. Reed on the back foot, tries to extra cover where Majamut was stationed. Stifle appeal by Marks. One may have been going on leg. One major difference thus far from the Guyana bowlers to the Jamaica bowlers is the accuracy of the deliveries. Can't recall any wides being called so far by the umpires. only there have been 5 wides, but for the most part, most of the deliveries have been aimed at the stumps. As we conclude the 7th over, Jamaica 26 for 3. Their current run rate is 3.71. Their required run rate has shot up to 8.31. Latchman will continue from the western end. She'll be bowling to Bryce. And Bryce backs away. They have lost concentration for a bit. That was poor cricket by Bryce. Actually, she played one to vacant square leg and refused to run. We came down the pitch and realized that Bryce was stationed at her crease and had to get back to the non-striker's end to avoid being run out. Once again, Bryce was caught ball watching as she got an inside edge to short fine leg. And picked up a single. Bryce goes up to 13, 27 for 3. There was lots of talk during the World Cup about the West Indies dot ball. This dot ball percentage doesn't seem to be much different here by Jamaica team. Hardly seem to be able to get the ball off the square. And even when they do, for one reason or the other, singles are being turned down. Only one run has been scored off this over. That's the end of over number 8, 27 for 3. One wonders if this pair here may be digging a hole which may be too deep for Jamaica to overcome. Twelve more overs to go. They require 107. Donnelly Mans will be taking over from the northern end, replace St. Mark's. That was as easy as shelling peas. Floated one for Mans' first delivery. And Bryce, whose innings had stalled, just spooned one back to the bowler who had little to do but cup her hands and accept the catch. So that's the end of Bryce. She goes for 13, 27 for 4. Shashane Ricketts comes to the middle to join Monikisa Reed. And she gets an edge. She got back in time. That's Ricketts. Slow to react, slow to run, slow to return to the crease, but all's well that ends as well. That was a floated delivery which Ricketts could have smashed anyway. Instead, she just let it go to the wicketkeeper. One wonders what is the real intent of the Jamaica team now, if they may be looking to take advantage of the second half of the innings after the water break, or whether they just want to bat out their overs. .27 for 4 in the 9th over. Innings has virtually gone nowhere. That's a wide as Reed went back and tried to pull. Missed and was taken behind the stumps by Lindy. Pushed past the bowler by Reed for a single to Durant at long off. I mean, the Jamaica team really can't afford to dilly-dally for too long. Next thing you know, your run rate goes to at least 10 and over. Another wide ball by Mans. Wickets unable to connect. And Mans is not bowling with much speed, he's just concentrating on flighting the ball, which should give the batters enough time to gauge their shots. Reed got back to her crease, she slipped, attempted a quick single, was sent back by Reed as the end of over number 9, 31 for 4. Monikisa Reed on 4, or 15 balls, Shashane Ricketts on 1. Take a glance at the other scores. Alistair Frank Warren Grong in St. Augustine, Trinidad and Tobago after 10.2 over, the 41 for 2, Samara Ramnat on 21, and Brianna Harichan on 4. They are chasing a target of 83. And at Taruba, there is another rain delay. This time it has occurred during the innings break. Barbados yet to respond to Windward's Islands 74 for 9. So wide ball bowled by Marks, who has been switched to the western end. So you have a pair of all spinners on duty. And Reed plays a forward defensive shot to extra cover. A rare attacking shot by Jamaica, should get 2 here. Wrong end thrown by Lutchman. Shots thrown at the bowler's end. She could have gotten Ricketts short of her ground. 2 runs taken by Jamaica, 34 for 4. Jamaica gets a run, another run to Reed. She may have decided that enough is enough and need to get a move on. Grimman has 6 fielders in the 30-yard circle, keeping the pressure on Jamaica. Play and a miss by Ricketts. Yes, you can't blame Guyana. They looking to keep their knees on the keep their legs on the throat of Jamaica. That's an outside edge by Ricketts. She should get 2. As hard that was, very slow to respond to that one. That's the end of the 10th over. 36 for 4. Jamaica in pursuit of 134. Fact 37 for 4. Right, we're back at the Diego Martin Recreation Ground after the drinks break. Guyana versus Jamaica. Good pull shot by Monique Sarid. She picks up 2 to deep mid wicket. Jamaica now moved on to 39 for 4 after 10.1 overs. Pursuit of 134 to win. Guyana seeking a second straight victory after they defeated Trinidad and Tobago in their first match on Thursday. After first 4 overs, which were bowled by Trisha Hardat and Crystal Durant, it has been a steady diet of spin. All spinners Tremaine Marks and Daniel and Nelly Mans, coupled with leg spinner Neil Lutchman. And the Jamaica innings has more or less stalled. And another wicket has fallen. Mans trapping Ricketts in front. Ricketts trying to execute a pull shot to one that stayed low. And she has been sent back by umpire Willoughby for 3. 40 for 5, I beg your pardons. Kimari Campbell joins Monique Sarid at the crease. Plays one to Gully for a single. Cut shot by Reed to short third man. She picks up a single. She goes up to 10. 42 for 5. So one of these two now will have to counter-attack the bowling. Time is running out and you'll have to force the Guyana bowlers off their line and length. Well stopped at extra cover by Latchman. Extra cover, sorry, that's mid wicket. That concludes the 11th over, 42 for 5 Jamaica in pursuit of 134 after 11 overs. Crystal Durant will be brought back into the attack. She will replace Tremaine Marks from the western end. She'll be bowling over the wicket to Reed, who pushes to mid-off for a single. Ball was in the air for a while, but she was able to get it between extra cover and mid-off. So this may well be Jamaica's last main pair at the crease. Kimari Campbell and Monikisa Reid. I mean, in T20 cricket, you can't always say that the low order batsmen or batters aren't that good, but these two will have to change gears and not leave everything in the hands of the lower order. Durant missed the run up. She has to go back to the crease. That will give me some time to give you an update as to what's going on in the other two matches here in Trinidad. There is still a rain delay at Turuba between Windward Islands and Barbados. Windward Islands closing their first innings, closing their innings at 74 for 9. And at the Sir Frank Royal Ground, Trinidad and Tobago are 54 for 2 after 14 overs in pursuit of 83, so they need 29 more runs off 6 overs. Samar Ramnath on 31 and Brianna Haricharan on 6. That goes through the legs of man, so that should be 2 to Kimari Campbell with a cut shot through man's legs. That's extra cover. A rare blemish in the field for Guyana. Another blemish in the field by Lutchman, but the batters didn't capitalize on it. Could have taken that single here, but we didn't want to take any chance at the non-striker's end. Twelfth over has been completed, 45 for 5 Jamaica. The required run rate has shot up to 11.13. Jamaica need 89 more runs of 8 overs. That's wicket number 6 as Mans in her start of her third over. Floated one and Reed off the back foot just drove straight to Durant at mid-off. Another team dismissal. Reed goes for 12 off 22 balls. Tiandra Morgan comes to the crease to join Kimari Campbell. She plays forward. And you can see the intent by Captain Reliana German. Only has two fielders out on the boundary at long on and mid wicket. So Guyana seem to be going in for the kill here now. Can't blame them because Jamaica batting has not shown much intent as far as reaching his target is concerned. What has made it even worse is that the batters have hardly put the Guyana bowlers under pressure. Mans has figures of 3 for 9 after 2.5 overs. So wicket maiden by Mans. That's the end of the 13th over. Guyana are 46 for 6. Just concerning this match here, not only this match but matches in general. No, actually, spoke too soon. Umpire has called a no ball and a free hit. So it's not going to be a wicket maiden for Mans. Some of the fielders were already changing positions when they were sent back to where they were originally. And no run off this free hit. Outside edge to Lachman dropped. She cut it on the bounce at mid wicket. So it is a wicket maiden after all. 46 for 6 after 13 overs. Yes, I just want to concerning this concerning the points, the bowling points for which will be applicable during this tournament. There will be 0.2 bowling bonus points for wrist spin and pace bowling wickets taken. So that's for future reference. After talking about wrist spin, Durant has been taken out of the attack and Lachman has been brought back from the western end. And as we're talking about bonus points for wrist spin, Lachman with a first delivery smashes his thumbs of Campbell. Campbell vented a fury more or less at herself before she makes her way back to the pavilion for 3. Jamaica slide into second straight defeat. They are 46 for 7 after 13.1 overs. Nevia Webley joins DeAndre Morgan. And that's a second wicket of successive balls. Webley's even running for a leg by, not knowing that the umpire's finger is up. That was so comical. Let's look at it here. A flighted one, Webley struck on a pad. The umpire's finger was up, and Webley ran a leg by. And Morgan slipped in the process. She could have damaged herself. A comedy of errors if there wasn't one before. There's one now. I think that episode summarized the Jamaica approach to this batting. Imagine the umpire finger is up and the batter is running for a leg by. Didn't even look at the umpire before she ran. Could have caused injury to Morgan. But Anisha Miller comes to the crease. She'll be facing the hat-trick ball, or potential hat-trick ball I should say, by Nia Lachman. 46 for 8. Seems a matter of when and not if Guyana completes victory. And Morgan plays a forward defensive shot back to the bowler. So Guyana could easily say they are on course for a second straight win in this tournament, and Jamaica on course for a second straight defeat. Batsmen scamper a run. Morgan was slow to get off the blocks, but all's well that ends well. Defensive shot played by Morgan. I think Jamaica approach now should just be to bat all the remaining overs. Don't think they have anything else to gain in this match, except maybe a bonus point here or a bonus point there. But I think that with the scoreboard that says now 47 for 8 after 14 overs, they may just try to avoid the embarrassment of being bowled out. If you take a look at the other two scoreboards, still rain at Taruba. Second rain delayed during the halftime interval, when was closing on 74 for 9 against Barbados, and at the Sir Frank Warrior ground, Trinidad and Tobago against Leewards. Trinidad, you could say now in a spot of bother, 66 for 5 after 15.5 overs going at 83. Samara Ramnas dismissed for 35. Trinidad and Tobago lost 3 wickets in the space of 1 over. As a rare boundary has been brought up by Miller, playing one off her legs through the vacant fine leg position for 4 of Mans. Daniel Mans to flight it off breaks. Wide call by umpire Willoughby. And that's the end of Miller. Beaten with the flight and had her stumps struck by Mans. Mans picks up her 4th wicket. Miller goes for 5. Miller pushing forward and beaten with the flight, and that was all she wrote. Kristen Sunderland, imagine the wicketkeeper batting at number 11. The wicketkeeper batting at number 11 who wasn't even injured. Okay. Stranger things have happened. Wicketkeeper wasn't injured, at least not that we know of. And she's batting at number 11. I think the only time a keeper bats at number 11 in any match is if the keeper is injured. But looking at the Jamaican innings thus far, this should not come as a surprise. Nothing has gone well for Jamaica during this run chase. Sutherland went so far back she could have even walked on her own steps. That's the end of Daniel's man. She has completed her 4 overs. 4 overs. 1 for 15. 4 for 15. Jamaica 52 for 9 after 15 overs. They need 82 more runs or 5 overs. Or to put it nicely, they just need to bat out their 5 overs. I think that 82 run target is all but beyond their reach. Stranger things have happened, but highly unlikely. The dead ball signal by umpire Johan Williams. Only one fielder out on the boundary, that's mid-wicket. Everyone else inside the 30-yard circle. Morgan drives back to the bowler. And this should conclude the end of the game. This should be the end of the game. My apologies. Sutherland ran for a single which Morgan should have taken, but Morgan just decided to keep her feet in her crease and return to the bowler's end that found Sutherland way out of her ground. So Sutherland went out for naught. Jamaica bowled out for 52 after 15.2 overs. So that's Jamaica's second straight defeat in this tournament. From a negative and from a positive, that's Guyana's second straight victory. And this has been a comprehensive victory by 81 runs. Just give you a brief summary of proceedings. Guyana won the toss and decided to bat first. They posted a score of 133 for 7 of their 20 overs. Naomi Bakoi top scoring with 46 off 34 balls with 8 fours and a 6. You had captain Reliana Grimond, 31 off 30 balls, 5 fours. Bowling for Jamaica, we had pacer Abigail Bryce taking 3 for 22, and fellow pacer and captain Johnny Aldeas 2 for 26. In response, Jamaica's innings hardly got past first gear as they lost wickets from the first over right down. They were skittled out for 52 after 15.2 overs. Abigail Bryce 13 and Monikisa Rice 12 were the only batters to get past double figures. Danielle Mans 4 for 15. Nia Lachman 2 for 8 and Trisha Harder 2 for 11 for Guyana. So just before I go, just notify you all that at the Sir Frank Warren Ground, Trinidad and Tobago versus Leewards, Trinidad and Tobago are 74 for 5 in the 18th over in pursuit of 83. And there's still rain at the Brown Cricket Academy, Windward Islands versus Barbados. So all the scores can follow on windiescricket.com or even on the Windies Cricket YouTube stream. That's it for us at the the Diego Martin Recreation Ground. Joel Bailey is the name. On behalf of producers Gordon Pay and Visham Lalman, thanking you all for viewing and enjoy the rest of your day. Tomorrow will be another set of matches, the third round to be precise. And those matches all start at 10 a.m. Trinidad and Tobago time. Here at the Diego Martin Recreation Ground will be a clash between Leeward Islands and Windward Islands. Trinidad and Tobago will play Jamaica at Sir Frank Warren Ground at UWI, and at the Brown Lara Cricket Academy, Barbados will play Guyana. How this format is set up, the top 2 teams at the end of the round robin stage will play in the final. There will be also a 3rd and 4th playoff and a 5th and 6th playoff. So Guyana will want to continue their unbeaten run to force a place in the final. Right, so tomorrow, please God, will be our next set of matches. And as I said, just stay tuned to your YouTube stream and West Indies Cricket website for the other 2 matches being played simultaneously. So as I said, my name is Joel Bailey on behalf of Gordon Pay and Visham Lalman and the technical crew at Cricket 360. Thanks a lot for viewing. Enjoy the rest of your day and God bless.